Hello YouTube, this is Ancient Lifestream bringing you a deck profile from Yu-Gi-Oh! 64. Now, seeing as Tom's done it, I thought I'd do a Crashbug deck. Now, this was mostly made as a bit of a joke, but I actually tried it out today and I did win one duel. It was out of 15, but I won one duel with it, and so I thought, in honour of that win, I'd do a deck profile based on it. So it's Crashbug decks, so I run 3 copies of each Crashbug. That's Crashbug X, Crashbug Y and Crashbug Z. Now, in case you were unaware of the effects, Crashbug X, if it's summoned while you've got a Crashbug Y on the field, you can special summon a Crashbug Z from your deck. If you've got Crashbug Y in your hand and you've got Crashbug Z on the field, you can summon Y and use its effect to special summon X from your deck. And if you've got X on the field and you summon Z, you can use the effect to special summon Y. So it's all for one, one for all effect. I run 2 copies of Super Crashbug. The effect is that to summon it, you have to remove from play an X, Y, and Z in your graveyard. It's special summoned in defense mode, and it switches the attack points of all monsters that are in attack position on the field, including himself. So when you switch into attack mode, the next turn, he's a 3k beatstick, and he's only a level 4, so he can be very, very useful. Now, as with most of my decks, this is where the mainstream cards run out, and I start going into the unorthodox, or some might say mad, cards. I start off with a pretty safe option, Dark Resonator. Once per turn, can't be destroyed by battle, so it's quite useful. Also, seeing as most of the Crashbugs are fiends, so you've got Super Crashbug X, Y and Z all being fiends, you can use it to synchro summon one of the dark synchros, like Hundred Eyes Dragon for instance. So it's a pretty safe bet. It's also a tuner, by the way, in case I hadn't mentioned. I run Sangan as well. It's pretty straightforward. When it's destroyed, I can select a monster with 1,500 or less attack points and add it from my deck to my hand. So it's pretty useful. Unfortunately, I don't run Tour Guide. Now I know that's stupid, and it's not because I don't want to, it's because I can't, because I don't have any at the moment. Hopefully that will change in the future, but who knows. I can't believe I traded my tour bus and my tour guide a little while back, but I might be getting them back, just for the pictures mainly. Anyway, the next cards that I run are all level 1s. So I've got Mortronic Lantron. Now usually I'll play him in defense mode, because if he's then destroyed, I don't take any battle damage for the rest of the turn, so he's already saved me on 3 occasions. Battle Fader, I can special summon him from my hand if my opponent's declared a direct attack and just end the battle phase. And I like this little guy so much, I played him 3 times in my deck. Yes, I know I'm probably sad for saying that, but it's Little Trooper. And Little Trooper's effect is that when he's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, I can special summon a level 2 or lower warrior type monster from my deck in face down defense mode, which is usually another Little Trooper. So basically I'll set one, it'll be destroyed, I'll use its effect to set another, that'll probably be destroyed, and usually I'll manage to keep the third somehow. But I actually quite like him, and I've always wanted to put him in a deck ever since he came out, and so now's the chance. And finally, a couple of copies of Darklan. Because I run so many level 3 monsters, level 1 monsters rather, I thought, why not? In case you didn't know his effect, when he's summoned, all monsters on the field become dark and they gain a level. So level 1 monsters suddenly become level 2, which is useful for the Xyz summon of number 96, Dark Mist. Now I'll move on to the spells. Book of Moon, it's a staple in most decks. And I run Swords of Revealing Light, stopping your opponent from attacking for 3 turns, and Mystical Space Typhoon. Unfortunately, again, this is where the orthodox cards run out and I start going into the crazy. Apart from this card, of course, Crashbug Road. It's one of my favourite quick spells, other than Mystical Space Typhoon. If I have a monster on the field with a level less than 4, I can special summon another monster of that level from my hand. Unfortunately, if my opponent's got one as well, then they can activate the effect. So if I had Dark Resonator, for example, I could use Crashbug Road to give me a Sangan. And then my opponent could use the effect as well if they had level 4 or lower monster on the field. I liked the artwork on this card, so I thought I'd throw it in as well. Overlay regen, giving my Xyz monsters another material, useful for Terabyte and Dark Mist. And in fact it's actually rather useful for number 11 Big Eye. Not that I've used it in this deck as it's nigh on impossible. Final spell card is Infected Male, which allows me to attack directly with a level 4 or lower monster as long as I destroy it afterwards. And then we move on to the traps. So Call of the Haunted, another staple in most decks, and it just about runs out there as I start going mad with some of the cards used in the anime. Damage Vaccine Omega Max. If I take damage, I can gain life points equal to the damage I took. I still take the damage, but it basically boosts my life points up to what they were before. So if I had 8,000 life points and I took 2,000 damage, then I gain 2,000 life points, so I'm back on 8,000 again. Seems a bit stupid, but I quite like it. Gravel Storm as well, I just put that in there because I liked it as well. I target spell or trap cards that I control and one that my opponent controls and return them both to the hand. Then a couple of copies of this, Impenetrable Attack. So during the battle phase I can activate one of its 2 effects. Either I target a monster I control and it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects that turn, or I take no battle damage. So whether you've got monsters on the field or not, it's rather useful. I've got Magical Cylinder, a pretty safe option. Any damage I take from one attack I can deal to my opponent, which is good if they've got a beat stick on the field. Torrential Tribute is for monsters summoned. I can destroy all monsters on the field. Ultimate Offering. Now this is a key card to the deck. Unfortunately I only run one because I've lost the rest of them. But yeah, I can pay 500 life points to have an extra normal summon or set. I can even do it on my opponent's turn, which is useful. I run a couple of copies of United Front, both of which are a misprint because the title isn't flush with the side. I run that because all of the monsters in my deck, with the exception of 4, are darks. So United Front means that I can negate a trap card if I've got 2 or more face-up monsters of the same attribute. So that would usually be the Crashbugs. Final card that I've got, Xyz Veil, just to save my Dark Mist or Terabyte from being destroyed by card effects should I manage to summon them. And that's it for now. So yeah, that was my little joke of a Crashbug deck. Now I will maybe be doing a proper version of this. Not that you guys will probably be able to see it, as I'm only babysitting for the week. So thanks for watching, keep subscribing, and until next time, Yugi Tubers.